What's wrong, little one?
My video. Watch my video.
What's your name?
Padda.
You're quite the fighter, Padda. Come, let me help you. Look, pretty, isn't it? Perfectly balanced. This whole thing should be. Too much to one side, or the other. Here, you try. Concentrate. There. You've got it.
Once you check your ass, I heard there's a lot of mail in there.
Thank you all so much for your incredible response to my last two videos. And also thank you so much, Asmongold, for the awesome encouragements.
I'm gonna be honest, if this guy had 100,000 subscribers, I'd say that he deserved more, and he has 232. I definitely feel like it was a good idea to watch it. It was a great video.
I've really enjoyed the conversations I've been able to have with a lot of you, and the most important thing about this for me is the fact that I'm having so much fun making these videos. Today, I want to dive into something I believe is very important, something that I didn't touch on in my previous videos. I've always believed in challenging my own views, playing devil's advocate against myself, and taking time to look at issues from multiple perspectives. That's why I held off on talking about this. I just really wanted to make sure I approach this topic carefully. I wanted to ensure that I have all the facts straight and that I represent the casual gaming community well. We're diving into a topic that's been stirring up quite a bit of controversy in the gaming world: DEI, or diversity, equity, and inclusion. For some, DEI is viewed as a positive step towards inclusive environments. However, others argue that it can actually stifle creativity and innovation in the industry. Today, I want to explore why DEI might pose to be dangerous for video games and the industry as a whole. This isn't just a surface level concern. It's a systemic issue that demands our attention and critical thinking. Before diving into its direct impact on games, we need to first understand how it's shaping the gaming industry itself. To start, it's essential to understand what DEI initiatives aim to achieve.
Put this stuff up to your higher-ups, and if they don't see the value in what you're asking for when you ask for consultants, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want.
At their core, these initiatives seek to create inclusive environments by addressing historical injustices and ensuring diverse representation. While I do believe that the intentions behind DEI are often noble, the implications can be quite serious. Many organizations, including game developers, have implemented DEI programs or have outsourced DEI consultants hoping to create more equitable workplaces. However, these efforts can inadvertently lead to divisive environments, where the focus on diversity usually overshadows other critical values like creativity and innovation. While it is important to acknowledge the lasting impacts of discrimination, there are also many examples of individuals who've overcome these obstacles through hard work and resilience. Figures like Frederick Douglass and Martin Luther King Jr. championed a vision where people are judged by their character, not their skin color, advocating for equality of opportunity, where success is based on merit, not race, gender, or background. Equality of opportunity ensures that everyone has the same starting point and access to resources, allowing them to reach their full potential based on their own efforts. However, DEI often shifts the focus to equality of outcome, aiming to ensure similar results for everyone, regardless of individual effort. This shift can have significant implications for the gaming industry and beyond. For instance, if game development teams prioritize diversity quotas over skill and experience, they may inadvertently hire less qualified individuals simply to meet those quotas. This could compromise the quality of the games produced and frustrate both creators and consumers. When the focus shifts from talent to demographic representation, the risk of creating a mediocre, less innovative product increases, as new ideas and perspectives may be overlooked in favor of fulfilling diversity mandates. Historically, Movements toward greater equality have often focused on improving access and opportunity rather than enforcing equal outcomes. Critics of the current DEI trend argue that by shifting to an outcome-based framework, organizations may lose sight of their original goal that so many incredible people have fought so hard to achieve: to provide a level playing field. Moreover, this emphasis on equality of outcome can create a backlash among those who feel that their own hard work and achievements are being diminished or disregarded. This tension can lead to division within teams and communities as individuals begin to view one another through the lens of demographic categories rather than as unique contributors. In summary, while I do believe DEI initiatives are often well-intentioned, the shift from equality of opportunity to equality of outcome can have significant and far-reaching consequences. In the gaming industry, this shift risks compromising the quality of creative output and can create division among developers and players alike. I really believe that by focusing on merit and individual potential rather than simply achieving demographic targets, the industry can foster a culture of true inclusivity that celebrates the diverse contributions of all individuals. If you have a piece of glass lodged in your foot, it doesn't help for the doctor to just put a plaster on it and call you a bigot for not agreeing with him that this will fix the issue. The doctor needs to tackle the problem at its roots. And while I do understand and sympathize with the perspective of those pushing for DEI, the reality is that these initiatives can sometimes feel like that plaster, a temporary solution that doesn't address the deeper societal wounds. I cannot deny that the push for DEI at its core is often a response to historical and ongoing inequalities and the hurt that comes from real experiences of discrimination. However, we need to be careful that in our efforts to fix these problems, we're not just covering them up superficially. Real healing and real progress comes from addressing the systemic issues at their core. For me, I believe this means focusing on equality of opportunity, education, economic empowerment, and creating a society where people are judged based on their abilities and character. With that being said, I strongly believe that DEI is doing a major disservice to itself and everyone it affects. By focusing on metrics like representation quotas or attempting to guarantee equal outcomes, DEI often misses the real issues. It risks creating environments where individuals are seen first by their demographics rather than talents or achievements, which ironically reinforces the very divisions it seeks to eliminate. Rather than fostering genuine inclusion, these initiatives can lead to tokenism, resentment, and a sense of unfairness, where some feel overlooked because their merits are secondary to fulfilling diversity targets. Ultimately, we should be striving for a system where people, no matter their background, rise based on their effort, skill, and contributions. Anything less undercuts the very ideals of fairness and equality that DEI claims to promote. Now, how is this directly affecting games? As we consider the implementation of DEI initiatives, we encounter significant risks within the gaming industry. One major concern is the creative limitations imposed on developers. When narratives prioritize political correctness over authentic storytelling, we risk alienating players who seek immersive experiences. A case in point is The Last of Us Part 2, which faced backlash for its heavy-handed approach to social issues, leaving some players feeling that the gameplay experience was detracted by the messaging. And as I mentioned in a previous video, Battlefield 5 was criticized for its focus on diversity in a historical World War II setting, leading to mixed receptions from fans. Again, the way this was done was quite heavy-handed. Instead of celebrating the incredible real contributions that women actually made in World War II, the focus shifted to portraying them in traditionally male roles, as if it was a more valuable way to recognize their efforts. Games that prioritize social agendas over storytelling can fail to resonate with audiences, hurting both sales and overall engagement. It's crucial that we focus on merit and individual talent rather than identity. Promoting environments where everyone can rise based on their skill and hard work is essential for a thriving gaming industry. This approach honors the principle of equality of opportunity, allowing diverse voices to contribute without being constrained by demographic targets. When we celebrate achievements based on merit, we foster a culture that values innovation, creativity, and excellence over identity politics. An example would be the upcoming Assassin's Creed Shadows. Set in a rich historical context, the game promises an immersive experience. However, some fans worry that DEI-driven pressures could push the developers to emphasize diversities in ways that feel inauthentic to the setting. Instead of naturally weaving diversity into the narrative, there's a concern that these efforts might compromise the historical accuracy and storytelling depth that longtime players expect from the franchise. This tension highlights the broader risk that DEI initiatives can create, producing games that feel more like checkbox exercises than creative, engaging works. If DEI is to truly benefit the gaming world, it needs to respect both the diverse talent involved in game development and the authenticity that players value. Kotaku, which is a major player in gaming journalism, has been criticized for its overemphasis on identity politics and DEI-driven content. In recent years, their coverage has increasingly focused on social issues rather than games themselves. While we all know raising awareness about diversity is important, it is obvious that Kotaku has annoyed a lot of gamers who feel that the platform is prioritizing political agendas over authentic gaming journalism. This has led to the loss of credibility among gamers, developers, and content creators who are looking for insightful reviews and industry news, not lectures on social justice. Another prime example of this is Sweet Baby Inc., a consulting firm hired by Ubisoft to handle narrative development for their games. Sweet Baby Inc. is a DEI-focused company that promises to bring underrepresented voices to the forefront of gaming narratives. While this sounds like it could be a positive step, the result has been that some of Ubisoft's recent games and upcoming games have faced criticism for feeling disjointed or overly politically correct, prioritizing diversity checkboxes over coherent, engaging storytelling. Gamers have voiced concerns that Ubisoft's partnership with DEI-focused consultants like Sweet Baby Inc. has led to games that feel like they've lost their soul, catering to an agenda rather than their core audience. In both these cases, between Kotaku and Sweet Baby Inc., we see the direct consequences of DEI initiatives. When diversity is prioritized over narrative depth or gameplay quality, the end product will always suffer, and ultimately so does the gaming experience.
I am the crazed CEO of Sweet Baby Inc., the DEI-obsessed censorship mafia who is currently ruining and wokeifying all of the video games that you've ever played.
One of the frustrations with how DEI is often implemented in gaming is that it can feel condescending, as if the people pushing these mandates assume that gamers like me lack the intelligence or critical thinking to engage with complex social themes on our own. It sometimes comes across as though we're being spoon-fed ideas in the simplest, most heavy-handed ways. It's almost like they're treating us like toddlers in a preschool rather than being a community filled with diverse, thoughtful players. Take, for example, the Apex Legends Season 12 trailer, which showcased non-binary and LGBTQ+ characters. While I can understand you're trying to create representation, many players felt that these additions were more about marketing tactics than natural character development. This tick-the-box approach not only feels disingenuous, but can detract from the immersive experiences that games are supposed to offer.
Transitioning. That was sort of hard.
In conclusion, while DEI may have well-meaning intentions, its execution almost always misses the mark. As casual gamers, developers, and content creators, we must critically assess these initiatives and recognize their potential harm to the industry we love. The shift from equality of opportunity to equality of outcome risks stifling creativity, alienating players, and ultimately harming the quality of games. Let's foster a culture that values individual talent and creativity over identity politics. By doing so, we can ensure that the gaming industry continues to innovate and thrive without being hindered by divisive narratives. Guys, thank you so much for watching and listening to me meander about DEI and my perspective of it. I really appreciate it. If you found this discussion valuable and would like to see more or hear more from me, please do subscribe. Also, do let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. How do you feel about DEI in gaming? Again, I also want to say thank you so much for all the support I've received, and a very special thank you to Asmongold for encouraging me on my last videos. I'll catch you guys in the next one.